What's up, guys? It's Chai here, and I am very lucky to be joined by my just now finished commentator partner, Spag. I still can't believe I'm saying this, by the way. This is still crazy that I'm getting to commentate. You're in Australia. It's still so weird and cool. So thank you for coming out here to OHN. I hope you've enjoyed your time here, man. We've just finished at the time of recording, commentating top 8, and man, what a top 8 that was, bro.
It was fun. It was so fun, man. And we've got a lot of character diversity. We've got a lot of different play styles and, you know, some blowouts and some really crazy comebacks, and we had everything. So it was fun.
And man, seeing some of the breakout performances in this bracket, I know I was actually going to ask this. We'll go straight to it. Out of all the players this weekend, who would you say are like you're a fan of now, like your favorites?
I'm looking like, so I'm always a fan of like looking at up and coming people. So for me, Nick and Dio have really impressed me. I think Cobb, the Yoshimitsu player as well. Like all these guys are just, you can tell they have, you know, what it takes to become, you know, at the upper echelon of Tekken. So if they just keep on playing and get more international experience, then those guys can actually be problems in big tournaments soon.
Oh, and they're only getting better too. But both of those players, it was Dio's second ever major, first ever OHN, and Nick's first ever major too. So the performance there, both just missing on top 8 in the names. Both of them taking out Bobby Badinga, like, again, who was expected to win those. And again, the way they done it too. I mean, Dio's, it was like an insane performance where it was just all one-way traffic, but the ups and downs of that Necromancer set, that was probably, in my opinion, like the most exciting set of the day for me.
Yeah.
It was so cool to see.
There were some crazy matches, man, and like you mentioned, you know, there's Sydney, the scene here in specifically seems to have a lot of people that are like able to break into that top, and that's why maybe the Nick versus Bobby matchup was surprising for some people, that people thought Bobby would win, but these things creep up on you, man. Like these guys will improve, and they improve at such a fast rate nowadays in Tekken 8 that they'll start beating these kind of more experienced players, and it's like, damn, how did that happen? It happens, man. It happens. It's been happening everywhere.
Yeah, man. Like again, there's a lot of people here. It is their first ever. It's even their first ever local coming to this major. What would you say to all those people out there that aren't really familiar with the scene and like wanting to get out there, like in terms of maybe not just doing online tournaments and going to events and stuff?
I think that the main thing is that it's just really fun. Like I know there's a lot of people that play Tekken who may have some social anxiety, or maybe they're a little bit afraid to go if they're the only person. People would like to go with other people that they know, right? But honestly, like meeting people, it just happens naturally. You know, I said this before on my Twitter that I went to my local in Tekken Tag 2, and I remember it was at a time when there was train strikes, so like there was hardly anyone there, but there were like, you know, 2 or 3 people that were there, and I'm like, damn, it's quite empty. But Bubsy was one of those guys, and
okay.
I didn't know him, I didn't speak to him, so I'm just watching these 2 guys play, and then Bubsy's like, he's seeing me that I'm just standing there, sitting there watching, and he goes to the guys, hey, get up, we're gonna play now, and he goes, you want to play? Okay, cool. And we start talking. He's like, oh, okay, good. We start talking, and all of a sudden, fast forward, I just did EWC with him. I've traveled the world with the guy. You know, I've been to the Middle East, I've been all around Europe, we've done commentary together. That wouldn't have happened if I didn't go to my local and, you know, open myself up to go there. And it's not even a case of I need to be at a certain level to go to my local. You can be like a noob, like a new player, and go, and that you will learn by going to those locals. There's no like skill, you know, barrier to going to these homes.
That what you just said there is perfect, because there are so many players out there that I've seen like, oh, I don't want to go to locals until I like get this PNG. Oh, I don't want to go there until I've beaten this player. Like, no, the best way in terms of like leveling up, like I'm new to the scene as well, and the most experience I've ever got was going to my locals and getting my ass kicked. It's the best way to go out there. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner, GOD, it doesn't matter. The best time is offline. And again, if you're like waiting to hit a certain goal, like to go out there, you're making the wrong decision, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree, 100%. Yeah, so if you guys have been thinking about going to your local, then go. Like, even if you have a little bit of anxiety, it will go after like, you know, the first hour you're there. You know, you'll turn up. It might be a little bit awkward at first, but you know, people will be welcoming. The scene here in Australia is super nice, man. So you know, if you see a new face, I'm sure it'd be like, oh, you know, a new face here. Like they'll come and talk to you. That's what I try to do when I'm going to my locals in the UK. If I see someone new, or even not even locals, but like tournaments. If I see someone like that's new, I always ask them, oh, what's your name? You know, have you been playing Tekken for a long time? Just try to, you know, talk to them, and you know, you never know if that one conversation ends up making that person say, you know what, I want to stay here. I want to commit to this game because the community seems really nice.
No, that's the thing, and it's not just Australia too. I'm sure you can back it up for over in Europe, man. Like, I'm sure your scene is just as welcoming there. Because when I got into the scene, I came in as like an FPS creator. I was like, oh, we didn't really like do that sort of stuff, like go to offlines and stuff like that. So I'm sitting there like, oh God, I'm like shitting it. And then just straight away I'm getting welcomed by like people that turned out to be top players. Like, Chandan Y, Chipsy, like all these people, and they made me feel so welcome. So again, like if
Yeah.
you guys get the chance, you have a local with you, whether it's like 20 entrants, 2 entrants, 200, go there, because I'm telling you now, it doesn't matter if you're in Australia, the UK, the US, even though they're free as hell. I got to tell you, man, it will be a welcoming experience.
Yeah, it will.
In terms of TWT, and who has really impressed you the most this year in terms of like their like performances, standout runs? Who comes to mind for that?
I'm gonna be biased, but it's good. Go Sane. He's really impressed me because he's actually someone that wasn't on the leaderboard, who is currently in the top 20. You know, there's a lot of familiar names that we see in the top 20 right now that are qualified. And actually, Go Sane, he just won versus fighting, you know, a couple of weeks ago. And he's put himself in a really good position to be able to qualify now for the Tekken World Tour finals. And he's never qualified before, right? So his lore is disgusting. He's got like the best movement, I feel like, in Europe. A lot of people think that fundamentally he's the best player in Europe. But, you know, there's a lot of competition when it comes to, you know, who's the best in Europe right now. But, you know, Go Sane, he's definitely impressed me a lot. So that if we're talking Tekken World Tour specifically, you know, if we're talking about generally, then, you know, there's other names out there too. But yeah, Go Sane for the Tekken World Tour is definitely impressive.
I've definitely been sleeping on Go Sane. I definitely need to watch more. Didn't have the chance to watch versus fighting.
Yeah.
On that note, you're mentioning top 5. On the spot right now, top 5 EU and top 5 OCE from what you know.
I would say that top 5 EU is in no order, because it's really difficult to say in order, but it's like Joker, Jod, Tetsu, Nino, and Go Sane. I would say those are the 5. You got people obviously like Fergus and Kwis and these guys that could break in there. There's obviously they could easily be in the top 5 as well, but that would be what I would say is my top 5, just based on kind of recent results and kind of just my understanding of how they play and having played them myself.
Top 5 OCE from what you know, what you've seen over this weekend, what you know about like people like Yagami and Naveed. How would you rate that? No order. Just
Yeah,
5 names
I feel
come to
like, you
mind.
know, Yagami and Naveed are like the clear top 2, right?
Yeah.
From what I've been hearing from people, I haven't actually played them, but I've watched them a lot. So those 2, you know, results don't lie at the end of the day, right? Those 2 are number 1 and 2. Then I'm hearing about, you know, obviously McCheese, you know, I think there are people that really rate him highly, and they're saying he's top 5. He just won the tournament, so man, like I can't really say he's not. And then, you know, you got people like Extrament and you know, other players out there as well that are really, really strong. You know, Bobby there was a conversation if he was up there, but I think now it's hard for me to say he's top 5. But it's only one tournament. Maybe
Yeah.
he could be. I don't know.
One performance definitely doesn't define a player. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
and he like, we saw it at Evo Japan last year, man. Like, took out some killers. I mean, took out the free NA right there. Took out, what was it? It was Shadow. I believe he took out one other NA player. I can't remember.
Okay, that's good.
But again,
We'll
same
have to
as
see
well.
that.
So again, look, all it's going to take is one good run from him, and I'm sure he'll be back in the mix for you for that. 'Cause
Exactly, yeah,
I remember specifically when you were announcing the Golden Letters like lineup last year, and it was so cool to see Yagami getting involved with that. You're very high on Bobby as well, and again, he is world class.
Yeah, I've always been a person who's about global Tekken. I don't just focus on like one region or 2 regions. Like I'm not just like Japan focused, Korea focused. You know, when it comes to Pakistan, I always wanted to push them out there, and I knew that they were really strong, and they got their big break in 2019. And when it comes to Middle East, I've been a big advocate for the Middle East scene, you know, for a very long time, even before EWC, man. 2018, 2017, I've been talking about these guys. Tekken Tag 2, I was playing against the Saudi guys. So, you know, I'm always trying to talk about these different scenes. And now, you know, obviously the Oceania scene, I felt bad for you guys because you guys in Tekken World Tour were grouped in with Asia. And now that I've done the flight from UK to Australia, I know how difficult it is for you guys to actually travel to international tournaments. It's tough just to like even get over the jet lag when you go to these places, right? And then you got to compete as well at the same time. It's tough. So, you know, if you can't get the international experience and exposure, then I'll do what I can. This is what in my mind, I'm thinking I got to do what I can to try and get that exposure out there, try and talk about your players a bit more, you know. That's why coming here was really good, because I got to play and experience your scene, you know.
Nah, man, that really means a lot. Again, so many people, once it was announced, because I heard the rumors about it, I'm like, there's no way this is actually going to happen. So when I heard it was confirmed and like getting the chance to commentate with you, absolute honor and a privilege.
Thank you so much.
I got to ask as well, now, look, you can't say Australia for this, but out of all, how many regions have you traveled to in terms of like traveling just for Tekken?
For like countries or region, like
we'll go countries here.
oh man, I think over 20, like maybe over 20.
Out of all of them, you don't have to say Australia. What would you say your favorite place you've been to?
Favorite place? Well, favorite place is it's not even like about the Tekken. It's just on a like a holiday or vibes thing. I think Thailand and Malaysia, like Southeast Asia, I really enjoyed. I never thought that it would be that fun, but I really enjoyed the food and the community and the weather. It's just so great. And actually, I really do like Sydney too. Like I was walking around Bankstown, so I'm staying, and I'm like, damn, this is really cool. I like the vibes here. It's chill. The weather's nice as well. I'm just not sure about the insects, bro. Like, I've been hearing that there's big spiders and shit. Like, I'm not about that.
Okay, so the thing is with that, it's a misconception. Occasionally you might see something around here, but you got to go to the sticks for the really messed up stuff. So
okay.
You're in a good spot. If you somehow see a spider around here, that's just unlucky, man.
That's unlucky, yeah? Okay.
No,
because in the UK, we ain't got anything. We just got, like, tiny insects, and we got, like, no extreme weather. It's just calm, man. We got nothing. No tornadoes, no tsunamis, nothing. We're just chilling in the UK, bro.
Look, I won't keep you for too much long because look, there's 2 tag 2 machines in there with your name, and I know you want to hit that up. I know you want to play some players before we wrap it up at OHN 19. Really quickly before we go, going into season 3, there's been a lot of talk. Look, season 2, it didn't really have the best start. That's an understatement. We got to be honest about that. What do you want to see with this game and the devs going forward with season 3?
With season 3, you know, it's interesting because you can't listen to everyone because there are polar opposites when it comes to some opinions sometimes. Do you like Magic 4s? Yes, 50%. No, 50%. So who do they listen to in that scenario? Like, the devs have to make their own mind up about what they think is the right direction for the game, right? At the end of the day. And we have to accept that. But what I would personally like to see is different from what another person would like to see. So, like, that's why when I was doing my podcast, I try to get different opinions out there. Some opinions seem to be, like, dominant. There seems to be some opinions that everyone kind of agrees with. So stuff like, I don't know, like the volatility of the game. Now, what makes the game volatile? Well, things like multiple tailspins. You know, makes the combos last so long. It's like everyone finds a wall. The damage is crazy right now. Power crush properties. Like, there's so many things that they could change to make it less volatile. And that's kind of what I want to see. I want to see, I want characters to be nerfed. That's the main thing.
No one should be getting buffed.
Yeah, nobody.
No one should. If there's an up arrow whenever they do a next big patch, that is just no. It doesn't matter who it is.
Nobody should be getting buffed. I think, you know, I want to see moves track less because that indirectly or directly buffs, you know, movement and defense. So focus on the characters rather than the system. The system never really needed to be changed. It's more about the characters. And I was saying that from even season 1. You know, you can change key charge, you know, and you can change like no chicken and this and that. And you can do all these big system changes, sidestepping from crouch. That's fine, it's good. But the system didn't need to be changed. It's the characters that needed to be changed. And I've been saying it for a very long time. Some people thought that it was a system, but actually it's not the system. I think they realize now that it's the characters. They're too strong. They have too many easy ways for to you know, start their offense, easy neutral, not much thinking involved. And that's, I've been playing Tekken Tag 2 today, and it really made me think, damn, do you know what? Movement was so much better in this game. Like, you're sidestepping things you won't expect to sidestep in Tekken 8. So what I would want in a nutshell is just everyone to be nerfed.
I couldn't have said it better, man, honestly. Thank you again. 2 last things really quickly before we wrap it up and let you get to the Tag 2 machine. Your pick to win the TWT this season, and first prediction for Season 3 DLC.
Season 3 DLC. I think the Artif's going to win. It's just the easy choice, man. You know, Artif will win the second world tour. And we're going to get Tifa in the game. Tifa's going to join.
That's a safe. Come on, you're picking the safe option there, man. That's the safest pick there.
Tifa's going to be the game. If you want me to another pick, so let's say a returning character, right? Miguel.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
We need Miguel.
Oh, look, man. Thank you again for your time. And again, honor and a privilege to commentate with you this weekend.
Too, man. No.
Hopefully, we get to see you again here soon. Thank you again for joining me here today.
Thank you.
Go check out Spag if you're not following him. Be sure to sub. See you in the next one.